Alright, so Anime Adventures just added the Captcha feature to their matchmaking system to crack down on macroing, and I know this video might be a bit late now that the update's out. But even with that addition, I still want to give my opinion on the issue. Macroing and leaching have been a huge problem, and while this feature might help, I want to address the issue anyway. Now, a little background. I'm an OG in Anime Adventures. I'm level 112, not the highest out there, but definitely enough to know what I'm talking about. And while I mainly play Anime Vanguards these days, I've put in plenty of hours on both games. So yeah, I've seen the good, the bad, and the straight-up frustrating sides of both. Let's get into it. Alright, let's kick things off with Anime Adventures. They've got a matchmaking system that's great, on paper. It's super convenient for stuff like the winter event, where you team up with randoms to tackle 50 waves in about 40 minutes. You pick buffs or debuffs, strategize, if you're lucky to get a good team, and grind your way through. But here's the catch: leech macros. You've probably seen it. People join matchmaking, place nothing, and just sit back while you do all the work. It's like they're treating you as their personal carry service. And trust me, it gets old fast. Now, I'm not saying all macroing is bad. If you're doing it solo to grind efficiently, that's fine. I get it. These games are grind-heavy, and nobody has time to sit there all day farming. But leeching in matchmaking? That's where I draw the line. If you're not gonna help, why even queue up? This is where Anime Adventures is trying to fight back. They're introducing a Captcha system to matchmaking, and honestly, I think it's a step in the right direction. But at the same time, it's a risky move. Remember Anime Defenders? They added a Captcha, and it was a disaster. The community hated it because it broke the flow of the game. Only God knows if Anime Adventures can make it work without pissing off half their player base. That being said, Anime Adventures is a much bigger game with a better reputation. Over half the community is already macroing, so this could either help the game by getting rid of leechers or hurt it by driving away players. Personally, I think it'll help in the long run. No more leech macros sounds like a win to me. Now let's talk about Anime Vanguards. When this game dropped, a lot of people thought it was going to take Anime Adventures' crown. It had some cool features, and honestly, it made macroing ridiculously easy. They even added a replay button so you could farm stages without resetting your spot. Perfect for macro users. But here's the thing. It backfired. The community started flaming the game, calling it Macro Vanguards. And yeah, they had a point. The grind became so macro-friendly that it felt like you couldn't keep up unless you were macroing too. I've got a personal story for this one. When Igris first dropped, you could only get it through legend stages. I managed to pull Igris in just 3 tries with randoms. Super lucky, I know. But not everyone was that fortunate. Some people ran macros for days, farming thousands of attempts just to get it. Eventually, they added Boss Rush as another way to get Igris, but by then, macroing had already taken over. And while I get why people were frustrated, I can't fully blame the players. These games are grind-heavy and macros save so much time. But still, it hurt the game's reputation big time. Now, back to the captcha system. Like I said, Anime Defenders tried this, and it flopped. But Anime Adventures is a different beast. It's got a massive player base and a solid reputation to back it up. The real question is, will it work? Right now, over half the Anime Adventures community is using macros. A Captcha could either clean up the matchmaking experience or push players away. Personally, I think it's worth the risk. Even if it drops the player count a bit, getting rid of leech macros would make the game so much better for the players who actually grind. No more freeloaders ruining your runs. That's a win in my book. So yeah, that's my take. Both Anime Adventures and Anime Vanguards have their issues, but they're still solid games in their own ways. Macroing is a tricky topic. On one hand, it helps with the grind. On the other, it messes up the experience for everyone else. The Captcha system could be a game changer or a disaster. Only time will tell. What do you guys think? Are macros ruining the experience for you, or do you think they're just a necessary evil? And do you think the Captcha system will help or hurt Anime Adventures? Let me know in the comments. Let's get the conversation going.